You've decided you're gonna make being a content creator happen. But now, what are you gonna create content about? I'm Nadine, and I've been a content creator for over 18 years, and it's been my full-time job for more than a decade. This video is part of my series aimed at helping you launch your own social media career. We are gonna build a creator identity, which is essentially just an outline for you that will kind of help guide you through your creator journey. Get your favorite note-taking app or notebook ready to go because you've got a lot of decision-making to do. Or better yet, you can just download my free worksheet and follow along and fill in the blanks. Also, promise me, don't overthink. Decide and move on, because analysis paralysis happens to many who would be or want to be creators. And an element of courage is needed here, where you have to just leap, take the next step, commit, and move on. If you can master that mindset, your content creator journey in general will be so much more successful. UGC or influencer? Are you interested in building a personal brand as an influencer, or do you prefer to create content for others, aka user-generated content or UGC? Regardless of what options you choose, you still need to establish your own platforms. And in the case of UGC, these will just primarily serve as a portfolio to display your work. Starting this way can also be the fastest route to earning money, allowing you to pitch once you've actually just created a portfolio rather than waiting until you hit a specific arbitrary follower count. You also don't have to decide this immediately. And as an influencer, you can also participate in UGC projects. Now, what platforms do you want to create on? Or more importantly, which platform is going to make the most sense for you? Now, take some time and really think about this. What kind of content do you gravitate toward? Do you prefer the deeper dives that long-form content provide? Or are you more interested in the fast pace of short form? The old advice is to pick one platform. And if you're focused on long form, I still think that's good advice. In the beginning, it's just too overwhelming to be creating different kinds of content for different kinds of platforms. But if you are going into short form, this whole TikTok fiasco has shown us that you need to be in at least 2 places. And with short form, it's actually really easy to do anyways, since you can just repurpose the exact same content on TikTok, IG Reels, and YouTube Shorts. Do you notice that I didn't mention stories? Well, when you first get started, you need eyeballs, so your primary focus is on your channel's growth, discoverability, and reach. You want to bring in new people by creating content that will reach the masses instead of stories, which only go to people that already follow you. As you grow, you can shift to more nurturing content and include more stories or community posts, etc. This is content that'll focus more on building those deeper connections with your audience, often through personal stories or experiences. Now, this is a little bit more nuanced, so I won't get into it yet. But as you grow and become more effective and efficient at creating, you can then start to add more platforms or different types of content to each of those platforms. But proficiency and consistency are key to establishing yourself before you expand. The main goal to all this is to avoid overwhelming yourself, which is so easy to do when you're first getting started on social media. Great. So now let's establish what's your genre or your niche. Your niche categorizes your channel, helping viewers know if your content's gonna suit them. A clear niche establishes you as a trusted voice on the topic. It also guides your content and topic creation, giving you a clear direction and purpose in your content creation journey. Finding your niche. To find your niche, you start by examining yourself. Let's figure out your passions and interests. Is it living a healthy lifestyle, traveling, reading books, gaming, home decor, fitness, DIY, fashion, your skill sets or knowledge? So this could be accounting or finance, being a mechanic, an artist, knitting, time management, writing, your demographic, which is something inherently about you, like being a parent or a gamer from Japan or New York, Gen Z, a millennial, college student, working professional, your problems currently or past obstacles that you've overcome. Like, what challenges are you facing now? Could it be weight loss, mental health issues, or maybe you didn't know how to cook, so you just taught yourself? If it hasn't yet become obvious, you have a wealth of content in you, and any one of these topics could be your niche. Words of caution when finding your niche. Now, in the interest of making you money in the future, make sure that you are asking, would people be willing to pay for my experience or advice? And would brands be interested in collaborating with me or advertising on my channel? For example, Ultra budget travel. This is a topic that has a huge target audience. There's plenty of content you can do about it, but it's very difficult to monetize because the majority of brands in the travel space require their clientele to have a certain level of income, aside from like hostels. But there's only so many hostels that can sponsor only so many creators. Travel brands just don't want the ultra budget travel audience because they don't spend money. So those brands don't make money. Now, if you don't care about brand deals and you just want to rely on AdSense, which is possible, although you will be limiting your future income, then don't worry about it. Just pick your passions. Don't go too broad or too narrow in your niche. Another example, let's pretend I want to do beauty. I love makeup, but that's a huge broad category. How will I stand out? So let's narrow it down. I'm in my late 30s, so maybe I'll do makeup for millennials. I like to keep it natural and easy because I'm a mom. So I'll do natural, easy makeup for millennial mothers. Let's stop there because now that is a great, super specific niche, very targeted, but I'm gonna run out of content for that really quickly. So let's step back and keep it to just makeup for millennials, where I can do natural looks, easy, quick looks. They can all be various videos within my niche, and I can also just expand upon that. I just wanna ensure that you aren't becoming overly nuanced and specific with your niche, as that could limit your options later on. But you might say, Nadine, what is gonna be my defining feature to help me stand out from the rest? You are always the defining feature. This is your unique voice, your stories, your histories, the way that you tell them, that will set you apart. And the more you create content, the better you get at creating it, the more you will find that voice. Let's also fill out, who are you doing this for? Your target audience. The easy answer for this when you are just starting out is you. Your target audience are people like you. So you are targeting others who can relate or have interest in the various parts of your history and experiences, or your knowledge or your skills that you have. For example, I'm a parent, and let's say I'm creating family vlogs. So my target audience is other parents who enjoy watching family vlogs. I'm a tech expert, so I create review videos, how-to videos, and other content. My target audience is people who may have just bought a product and want to know more about it. Here, they're interested in my knowledge or my skill set. And you don't have to go deep with this when you just get started, but having a vague idea is just another way to give you some clarity when you actually start brainstorming content ideas. Once you actually start creating your content, that's when you can dive more into the analytics and you'll actually see who your real target audience is, who is actually being attracted to your content. That's why I don't want you to worry too much about it for now. What if I grow tired of my niche? So you've selected your niche, but then you need to ask yourself, am I genuinely interested in creating content about this niche for an entire year? And I'm using a year as the time frame in this case, but realistically, it's probably going to be a lot longer than that. Now, if that thought fills you with dread, then you haven't found your niche yet. You need to dive deeper into yourself and find a passion for what you really want to share with the world. But Nadine, you might say, what if I'm a boring person and I have no skill set or expertise? Nothing exciting has ever happened to me in my life, and all I see is a blank page. Well, then I present to you your backup niche option, something you want to learn or do. There has to be something that you've been just itching to try or to do. Again, make sure it's a big enough topic. For example, learning how to cook, starting a small business, renovating a house, moving to a new country, or building out a van. So now you just start your new interest and you take the viewers along with you while sharing all of your experiences, struggles, and eventual lessons as you work through everything. Can you change your niche? So you can change your niche further down the line as you evolve as a content creator. This is called pivoting, and it is a more complicated process, but I would be surprised that if after many years of content creation, you didn't somewhat change your niche, because that would mean that you haven't really changed as a person. But just know that this isn't something you need to worry about right now, as long as your niche is something you think you can reasonably create about a year or two's worth of content for. So now that we've defined your niche, in my next video, we are going to expand and develop your content strategy. If it's already out, you can click to watch it right here. If not, you can hit subscribe to make sure you don't miss it when it's released. And if you missed my previous episode and you're wondering, is it even too late to start a social media channel? You can click to watch that right here.